If you feel stuck right now, keep listening. This might be exactly what you need to hear. Hey everybody, my name is Mark Foster, and on this channel I talk a lot about hope because I think hope is the most important thing on the face of the earth. Hope saves lives. And today I want to share with you an acronym that I came up with for getting unstuck, because there was a time in my life, and there are times where even in smaller ways I still feel this way, that I felt stuck, like I was spinning my wheels, like I had lost all of the momentum in my life. It led to frustration, it led to anger, it led to apathy. It was absolutely destroying me, and as a result, impacting every other part of my life and the relationships that mattered. That's what happens when we feel stuck. It is so frustrating when you can't seem to get moving. And so I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to get moving again, how to build momentum in my life. And I was able to do that. And I think it will help you too. So the acronym I came up with is Unstuck, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get unstuck. And I want to go walk through this with you in just a few short moments, a few short minutes, and you'll have the information you need. And then if you have questions, you can drop them in the comments below. But the Unstuck acronym is as follows. U. The first letter of Unstuck, U, stands for understand what's at stake. It's not uncommon for people who are in a difficult position who feel stuck to just ignore the reality of what's at stake if they don't get out of it. Now, we feel desperate, we feel angry, we feel overwhelmed, but a lot of times people just shut their eyes, because it's easier to shut your eyes and ignore the reality than it is to face it and have to do something with it. So understand what's at stake if you don't get moving in your life. Patrick Henry said, "We are apt to shut our eyes against a painful truth and listen to the song of that siren till she transforms us into beasts." But he said, that's not the path of men who are on the road to liberty and victory and freedom. He said, you have to move. We have to do something. We can't just sit here and suck our thumbs and rock back and forth and console ourselves. No, we need to understand what's going to happen if we don't do anything. What will my future look like? When I was in a very difficult place financially, my wife and I we knew we couldn't retire. There was no way we were going to be able to retire. But like so many people in our position, we just kept hoping, right? With the wrong definition of hope. We kept wishing or being irrationally optimistic and saying, well, it'll all work out. But it'll all work out often doesn't. So we had to recognize if we don't make a change, here's what our future will be. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die. That's a quote from the Christmas Carol about Tiny Tim. And the spirit of Christmas present says to Scrooge, if these shadows remain unaltered, the future isn't settled yet. It's in shadow. And as we move closer to it, if our current actions don't change, that's what the future will be. So get really clear about that. And then letter N, never settle. Never settle. You don't have to settle for being miserable your entire life. You don't have to settle for being where you are. You're not as stuck as you think, but you cannot settle. You have to have something inside of you that says, I'm not going to stay in this position. I'm not going to stay here. I'm not going to settle for, well, I guess this is as good as it gets. Never settle. And until you have that internal fire inside of you, you will likely remain stuck. Don't settle for it. If you're not happy with where you are, you can do something about it, but you have to determine not to settle for where you are. And then letter S, see your future. Now, well, I already did that in the letter U. No, that's understand what's at stake. That's your future as it will be if you don't do anything. Now I want you to see your future as it could be. What could you imagine your life being like? And I don't care how crazy you get with that. I want you to start to imagine, because imagination is free. I want you to start imagining what your life could be like If you're struggling with your relationship, for example, I talk about anger on this channel some. When I was dealing with anger and it was affecting my marriage and it wasn't what I wanted it to be, one of the things I had to do as I went through this acronym was to see a future where I wasn't angry all the time and where my wife was proud of me and where she could trust me. And where I wasn't constantly sabotaging our conversations and relationship with my anger. I had to see that as a reality. I had to get that mental picture. What do you think your life could be like if you made some changes? And you don't even have to know what those changes are yet, but can you see it? You need to get clear on that. Next, so see your future. T stands for take options, or take inventory of your options. There is never nothing you can do. You may not be able to do the thing. Well, if I could just get a new job, but I can't get a new job right now. Okay, maybe that's true, maybe it's not. But what can you do? What options are available to you? Because what was true in my life is also true in yours. In that there is never nothing we can do. There are often actions that we're either refusing to take or not aware that we have those options. So take inventory. Sit down with a piece of paper and a pencil and write out what you could do. Maybe what you can do is just change your attitude and start spending time each day thinking about the kind of life that you're going to create. And start looking for options. And as you see options, write them down. You might not take all the options, but don't stop until you have at least 5 things that you could do today. I don't care how small. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. So I don't care if the action you take doesn't solve your problem, but is it related to your problem in some way, and can you do it? Okay, so take inventory of your options. And then the second letter U in Unstuck is unlock the cell. This is where you stop telling yourself that you can't. You stop telling yourself that you won't. You stop telling yourself that you're never. All of those absolutes that we say. I'll always be a failure. I'm never going to be happy. I can't do it. You're going to stop telling yourself that. You're going to unlock that cell in your mind, and you're going to step out and say, I can do more than I think I can do. You're never going to hear me say on this channel that you can do anything you want or be anything you want. We do have limitations. That's the world we live in. But most of us can do and be far more than we are doing and being. That's what we're after, because that's where the hope lies. Not in the impossible, but in the possible. We just have to unlock the cell of our mind and start telling ourselves new things. So rewrite that narrative, unlock the cell, stop saying you can't, and start asking yourself, how can I? Letter C, we're almost done. Create space. Create space. I think it's true that some people literally can't do anything different right now because their life is so full of things that don't matter. This channel is one that I'm working to build. In the next 7 to 10 months, my goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers on this channel. Now, if you're watching this in 12 months from here, you'll be able to look and see whether I accomplished that. But that's my goal. I think that's possible. It's definitely doable. In order to do that, I need to create the space. I need to create space to think about the videos I want to create, to edit the videos, to record them and upload them. If my schedule is so busy that I don't have the time, then I can't do the thing that I need to do. Sometimes, in order to do the things that we want to do or need to do, we cut out things that currently are taking up our time. This might mean creating space by getting up 10 minutes earlier so you have 10 minutes to think and meditate on your day. It might mean turning off the television an hour before bedtime and spending that time journaling or reading a book. It might mean saying no to the extra overtime at work so you can take time to take your wife out to dinner and spend time investing in your marriage, or to go to one of your kids' basketball games. We only have 24 hours in a day. You need to create space to give yourself the opportunity to take action. And then letter K, finally, kick butt. Just kick butt. Do it. Kick it into gear. Start today. Don't sit down and do a bunch of busy work and say, yeah, I'm going to do all of this next week. Start right now. Start today. I know that you can do it, and I know that it makes a difference. Here's the thing. Hope isn't about waiting for things to get better. It's about taking action, even in really, really small ways. I'd love to hear what commitment, what step you're willing to take. Drop a comment below and let me know what's one step that you can take today. And if this video helped, hit the like button so other people can see it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of this journey. And I'll see you in the next video.